What's up, YouTube? Okay, I have an awesome battle for you guys tonight. Pretty interesting, but before we do that, let's cover the question of yesterday. Most people actually said Pidgey and Rattata, which I sort of hoped and suspected because they were the first gen games. Now, today I've got another memorable sort of question. What was your first level 100 Pokemon? Think back all that time. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'd like to hear your answer. I believe... Okay, I'm going to leave Dragonite out of this because that was sort of obvious. My second one was Nidoqueen, and that was on Pokemon Yellow. Remember, I got that all the way up there. Then I got Haunter all the way to level 100 and realised when I was a kid, oh, I have to trade it to evolve it. Yeah, good times. Anyway, let's get to this battle. Leave a comment below on your experiences and stuff. By the way, I'd like to see your answer. Okay, so really... yeah, just a complete powerhouse team here. OU and Uber, so except Arxie. So just was having a bit of fun anyway, and actually turned out quite an interesting battle, and I thought I'd just put this one up anyway. Okay, so this guy was Korean, I believe, and I couldn't really translate his name properly because I'm not very sort of good at that sort of thing. I'm sure someone can do that. Anyway, so I just U-turn out on the Arxie here, just to do some solid damage there. It was pretty good. I knew that it was going to sort of set screens and stuff up, so I thought, well, I've got an infiltrator Pokemon. If it starts setting screens up, I can sort of try and set up on it and get some good damage off. Unfortunately for me, it's going to use Thunder Wave on my Meowstic, so there goes my really good speed and stuff, so that sort of sucks. Now, I can see that it doesn't have Light Clay after all, so it may not be setting screens up. So it's going to start Stealth Rock up instead. So I do have a spinner on my team for once, and I can sort of get rid of those, which is good. Unfortunately, I get paralyzed there. I was actually going to set a Calm Mind up and hit it. I'm going to try and hit this thing with a Dark Pulse, sort of my little plan here. I'm not too sure what move it actually had, and I found I had knockoff, so that does loads of damage to me. That's going to knock my life a lot, which really, really sucks. Okay, so I do get the Calm Mind up, which is good. I was half expecting a U-turn there, but it had knockoff, which is a good move, I guess. It's a tutor move, that's why I sort of wasn't really expecting it. Now, here I thought, well, I have to go for Dark Pulse here, because it's obviously just going to go for another knockoff and try and take me out. Since it didn't get the boost from me actually holding an item, this time I was able to sort of live and get a Dark Pulse off. It doesn't do very much, actually. It's a bit tanky in special defense. It seems to be more than, like, defense. So it must have like a mix in its health and obviously it's probably got max health and just like a split of defense and special defense. So that's a pretty average start for me there, and Arxie is very bulky, that sort of thing. So here I thought, well, I need to get rid of those rocks off the field straight away. I know that like I might fall victim to another knockoff and Thunder Wave, but I really have to get rid of those rocks on the field because I don't really like them there. That sort of thing. So anyway, I get paralyzed there, but before I get the rocks, I just wanted to get a Toxic on this thing, because I need to get rid of it. It's a real big pain in the ass, and I want to make sure I can get rid of it, get rid of the rocks, and make sure it's gone for this game. I wasn't really expecting to win this one, sort of anyway. I thought I was going to get like decimated, but I wanted to have a go anyway. Right, so good thing is I got the poison on Arxie. Now, obviously it was going to stay and use knockoff, getting rid of my leftovers. Does loads of damage because KoreanDude's got like 1 defense. I do get the rapid spin off, so that's great. I can get a little bit of tiny bit of damage there and get rid of the rocks on my team, and another round of poison on Arxie. Here I don't believe that at this point I was like, well, they're not going to set up, hardly ever going to start Stealth Rocks again because they know I'm going to spin it away. So I thought, well, they're probably just going to go for another knockoff against me. So I thought, well, let's go for a cover, see if I can stall that Toxic out just maybe one more turn at least, and maybe hope for a switch next turn. I was hoping they sort of just would stay in, but I knew that, you know, if they were half a decent player, they'd swap out into something that sort of resisted like an ice type, probably like the Aegislash and that sort of thing, which is always fun to go up against, especially now that it's Uber. So anyway, I just went for a Frost Breath here because I know that's always a crit and do some nice damage to Arxie. I do apologise for all the cars going past in the background, so it's fucking annoying. So I do like nothing to this Aegislash. So I'm expecting like any sort of this physical move to sort of like take me out here, so I don't really want to stay in, but I thought, well, hell, I'll just die anyway and sort of bring something else in. Unusually here it actually has Substitute, so that was quite sort of interesting. I was like, okay, I haven't seen Substitute on Aegislash before. Well, not used that often on Aegislash. Quite quite a different... Okay, so it's going to do the stance change thing, and it obviously is taking this turn, so I think, okay, well, it's going to be like, you know, Sacred Sword, goodbye. But I guess the Shadow Ball, so it's a special one. It does... Aegislash does have good special capabilities as well. Since I'm a special ball, it doesn't really like do much to me at all. So I was like, that's interesting. Maybe they'll just expecting me to swap on that turn, that sort of thing. So I thought, well, like I could swap into like another fighting move this time. I could swap out. I thought, bugger it. Let's just see. They're probably going to go for another Shadow Ball here. So I just thought, well, let's go into Mr. Hoppers anyway. And I get the Shadow Ball swapping, which is really good. Now, I thought, well, I might as well go for Earthquake here. Get rid of that sub. I'll just sort of sacrifice Mr. Hoppers here. That's going to sort of be my best bet. Aegislash is going to go for a stance change, obviously, there with the King Shield. Never seen that one coming. And he's just going to go for King Shield. I just went for Earthquake there because it's obviously I'm not going to contact him directly, so I won't get the attack drop. And I can sort of hit for super effective damage there as well, which is good. So it's got all its health back and it's got a substitute up. I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be really fun. And it switches. I'm like, what the hell? You do not have anything to take out a bundle by. So I've seen Sub, I've seen Shadow Ball, and I've seen King Shield. So really strange. It didn't have Sacred Thought. So swaps into Talonflame here. I'm expecting some sort of like Brave Bird coming my way. So I just went into Venom here. He's going to have Will-O-Wisp on Talonflame. So that's interesting. I was hoping Talonflame would actually just physically contact me so I could like poison it. That's what I was sort of aiming to do here. Talonflame's going to swap out. Probably not enjoying coming up against Draogi. Now, how comes Aegislash? Knowing that I'm not going to be able to hit it with any sort of poison type move at all, and probably no moves, period, because I only got poison type moves on this thing. Sort of a bit of a risky set, but that's sort of half the fun using it. So I can't touch this thing at all. That's how it goes. I cannot touch this at all, which sucks. So I have to swap out. I'm really interested to see what Aegislash's like last move is. So I did Mr. Hoppers again, thinking he may go for Shadow Ball, half thinking. So we got the stat change here. Stance change, not stat change. Oh, it is a stat change. Shadow Ball again. So I'm thinking, is Shadow Ball really its only attack? I'm really wondering it. It's crazy. Anyway, so I go for the Earthquake again, and it's going to have Levitate, unfortunately. So I know that Uxie is going to probably set up Stealth Rockers again this turn. I nearly went for a turn, or sorry, U-turn there, but I thought he may have Sacred Sword, so I just played it safe and with Earthquake. So I'm going to have to swap out here because I'm Scarfed and locked into Earthquake. Obvious Stealth Rocks here was obvious since I'm just going to swap straight into it. I want to get rid of that Stealth Rock as soon as it gets put on the field. This Uxie is already poisoned, so it's going to be at like a point where it's not going to be able to set up Stealth Rocks there. It's going to basically just KO itself with poison, unless it has rest or anything, which I believe it doesn't. Now, it goes straight here for the knockoff. I was going to go here for the rapid spin, but I got paralyzed. This really sucked because I could get that off and Uxie would have gone down to the poison. Would have been, even if he did set Stealth Rock up again, I could just keep going for rapid spin until he died, which sucks. So that is really going to sort of hound my team a little bit. Not so much my other ones, but it's just a pain in the ass getting extra incoming damage. That really sucked. Say Uxie is going to go down to this turn with poison as well, so my plan sort of got sunk there by that Parallax. Fortunately though, I get rid of the Uxie, which was pretty much already wasted anyway. Okay, now, out comes this freaking Sableye. This was good. This was actually good. I enjoyed this part of the game. Straight to Subway here, thought, well, fuck it, he can't hit me with Will-O-Wisp. I'm just going to go straight for the freaking Specs Water Spout. I outspeed, and my god, that actually destroys it. Awesome! Now, that's good getting that little guy out of the way, because he can't fire off like Prankster Will-O-Wisp and recover and stuff like that at me. Now, in comes Greninja, so obviously like Grass Knot or something along those lines, a grass move, anything. So straight into Venom here. I know I can sort of absorb that quite easily. Unfortunately, I'm taking Stealth Rock damage, and I'm burned now, so I'm not really going to be having very much fun living against this thing. So Grass Knot was obvious there, doesn't do like monkeys to me. I just resist that really nicely. I can see that it's Life Orb now. Most Greninja sort of are. Now, I thought, well, I know that it's going to be carrying Ice Beam, and I'm going to probably take it very close to taking it or not take it, but it swaps, which is interesting. Now, out comes Aegislash again. He knows that I can't hit it with any moves. I've only got a poison type move. Fortunately then I just went for the rest, just in case that... Excuse me. Just in case that Greninja decided to go for Ice Beam, which I know that it has Ice Beam. But I get full health back, which wasn't actually too bad. So I wasn't too displeased about that sort of thing. I got all my health back. Now, this Aggie Slash has got Shadow Ball. That's its only sort of attacking move. And now I find out that it's got Toxic. So it's a freaking Toxic stalling Aggie Slash. Interesting. So Shadow Ball, Toxic, Substitute, and King Shield. So very interesting there. So I know that I can't sort of stay in against this thing, and I thought, well, I was just going to go for King Shield and sort of try and stall me out. So I thought, let's go into T-Rect here. I can get a free swap in because obviously he's going to use King Shield. I go straight here for the D-Dance because I need to get something happening in this battle. I need to get past all of these like really speedy threats and stuff. He goes for the Substitute, putting that up, probably thinking, well, I can get the Substitute up, then I can Toxic this Tyrantrum, and then I can stall it out with King Shield and, you know, be a little bastard and that sort of thing. Anyway, so straight for the Earthquake here, breaking that sub straight away, which is good. Now, I was expecting him to go for Toxic here and try to sort of like stall me out because he has King Shield and everything. He changes his stance and he actually here attacks me with Shadow Ball, thinking, well, you know, I need to get some damage on this Tyrantrum. But what he didn't see, I had the Citrus Berry, so that Talonflame can't just freely come in after and go for Brave Bird and finish me off with a little bit of health. I am going to be able to resist that, and I was quite confident that I may be able to live it very, very badly. Okay, so now it's in quite a spot here because it doesn't have its sub up, I'm not poisoned, and I can just go straight for the Earthquake and it's going to do really amazing damage to it. Now here was a really important point in the match. I thought, no, you're going to swap into Talonflame now. You're going to get the flying type on my Earthquake, and you're going to swap in and use Brave Bird. And I thought, bugger it, I'm going to go straight here for Declaw, knowing that. So I was right, and the Talonflame actually did come in. I Declaw, but unfortunately it lives. I was like, damn. I was quite surprised that lived actually. So obviously it's going to go for Brave Bird because it's got priority, and that's the only way it can actually outspeed me. I live, which is awesome, which I knew I would. That Citrus Berry actually saved me, and it goes down there to all the recalls in the world, which is great getting rid of that thing. Now, I just went for Declaw. It wouldn't really sort of matter there anyway. Just in case that... just in case. Anyway, so I'm going to outspeed this Greninja, and I go straight for the Earthquake here, +1, and it lives again. So... interesting. I very much thought that I'd be able to sort of take these pokes out with a +1, but obviously not. So my Tyrantrum's going to go down there. Unfortunately, but I did really solid damage to Greninja. It lives with like a pixel of health. So one more attack and it pretty much is going to be down. Now I got into Mr. Hoppers. I want to sort of bait this into attacking me. So I do like the double switch here. But he swaps out as well, which was interesting. Now, the other poke that was left was the Aegislash. So, bugger. This thing is really... really annoying. So I can't get past it with my Algae, so I thought, well, my best bet here is just to go straight for the Hydro Pump. I don't want it. I've already taken some incoming damage from Stealth Rock, so my Water Spout is not going to be at its like most powerful sort of state. So it's going to go for King Shield here and sort of just see what move I'm going to use. Obviously, probably guessing that I'm Specs after that damage I did to Sabler. Now, and getting like a round of leftovers recovery, I guess. So here was a very interesting play. So they're going to go straight for an attack this time. I thought, well, are they going to swap out or stay in? And they go for the Shadow Ball. Probably think it's going to do really heavy damage, which it does heavy damage, but I do live. And Hydro Pump hits. I was like, yes, that's down. Awesome. So it was a great get past that because that thing was like walling me all day, and my Bumblebee probably wasn't going to get past that. It's probably just sort of Toxic stalled me out. Now in comes the Greninja. I have to take the hit here. I can't swap into anything else. Wailord and Bumblebee are like my only... Sorry, there's Algae is left as well. But I didn't really want to sort of swap it into that. I sort of wanted to save it for the last poke. I forgot what the last poke was as well at this point in the game. I was thinking, what is the last poke? I can't fucking remember. So unfortunately, I'm like, oh no. No, you didn't have to. How did I forget about this? So it's going to be Mega Kangaskhan, so I thought, well, that's a really bad swapping because Mr. Hoppers is just going to get destroyed by like Fake Out and Sucker Punch, that sort of thing. So I thought, well, a really good idea here would be to go into Venom. Then I've got my Poison Point up. I might be able to do a bit of stalling and even some Venom Drenching and get this thing's attack down. And then maybe after like it's used up all its priority, I might be able to snag a win somehow with this. So obviously it's going to Mega Evolve here. And it uses Seismic Toss with Parental Bond, so I was not expecting that. So this completely cripples my wall. It gets, obviously it's going past my defense because it's a fixed damage move, so I'm in real big trouble here. I can't do anything to it. It's going to outspeed me, and yeah, it's pretty much game over for my... I get a poison point there, which is really good, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be enough to do too much damage here. And so my last poke is bundled by. It's just frail as it's not going to be able to do much, I believe. Well, I might as well just go straight for a turn here, bugger it. If it does have Sucker Punch, it has Sucker Punch. But it didn't. It just went straight for another attack. I went straight for a turn. I'm like, fuck, if I went for a U-turn before, that would have actually killed. But there again, I wasn't actually expecting Seismic Toss on it. I was expecting a priority move, knowing that I'm a Choice Scarf set. But very interesting battle there, and I was pretty proud how my team went against some of those pokes, and I did some really good plays there to actually keep in the battle. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And a couple of interesting sort of sets there, and EVs as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please leave a comment below on your very first level 100 Pokemon. Leave that in comments, and if you could, please leave a like on this video. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Peace out.